Hi friend! Welcome back to a new video. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it just feels like it's been so long since I have hit the record button. I have been in hibernation. Um, Actually, my voice has been gone for a month almost. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like I can feel it. Like speaking is a lot more exhausting, but that's not the reason why I was gone. I realized very quickly that creating content on YouTube, especially YouTube, just because it's like all video platform and you have to show up and speak to a camera and use your words and all that stuff, like it requires so much internal energy, external energy, requires you to be active and alive and to show up in a certain way. But at the same time, I discovered that like I don't want to create content that isn't authentic, that doesn't reflect how I'm actually doing or how I'm actually feeling. And so this past month plus that I've been gone, I've just decided to kind of take everything in, recalibrate. I was starting to feel like I was very burnt out just from creating a million and one things and constantly finding that I have to show up in a very specific way that was taking so much of my energy. Like at a certain point this past month, I was like, why did I even commit to something like YouTube? Like, are you kidding me? This is so much work. It's so exhausting. You know? And then I realized I love it. I love it because when I was away for this long, I was like, I miss coming here. I miss creating content. I miss speaking to you guys and sharing about my life and all that. So anyway, the whole month hiatus, the purpose of it was just to kind of revive myself and come back from burnout. But lots of things ended up happening that I was not expecting. And that kind of made me hibernate even more. Because here's another thing about like sharing your life online. So with me, if you've been following, I don't know if you're new here or whatever. Well, if you're new here, hi. If you're not new here, then chances are you know a little bit about what's been going on in my life. And so I went from being an extremely private person who never shares anything about her life. Like literally I had a private Instagram account, didn't even accept all my friends, was very picky about who I wanted to accept, would only share very specific things, la la la. So I went from being that extremely private person to all of a sudden having my whole life displayed online. And it was literally overnight. So it started in 2021 when I got harassed at the Cairo airport and I shared a video that I did not expect to blow up the way that it did, but it did. It blew up. And now all of a sudden everybody knows about me. Everyone knows of me. Everyone has access to my life. But after that, because like, well, now my whole life is online, right? When everything else in my life fell apart, I felt like I kind of owed it to the people who were now a part of my life to know what happened and what was going on in my life. See, I'm stuttering. I'm stuttering because it's been so long since I've looked at a camera and spoken. Anyway, and so in 2021, I left my marriage home and I got divorced, and that became something that's super on the internet. And that was like a pivotal life-changing moment for me, or like life-changing season for me, where now I was so crushed and I was so broken, and it was such a dark phase of my life. And I was angry at the world for not speaking about this more. Like divorce was such a hush-hush thing that like when I was going through it, I was like, I'm completely alone. What the heck? I don't even know how to navigate this. And so I decided to, well, I was like, my life is already in the public eye. Might as well share something that is real, something that is true and authentic, in the hopes that like I might help one other person who's going through something hard. And that still is very much at the core of what I want to do online, is just share very authentically in a very real and vulnerable way, because I feel like that's what's missing from the internet. That's what's missing from online, the world. And I feel like YouTube provides us with this opportunity more than anything else, because you're not, there isn't this instant gratification of like notifications and stuff. Like I film a video and then I put it online and then have to wait. And then the conversations happen. And from my experience, just from this 1 year of doing YouTube, the conversations that are had on YouTube are amazing. And I want to keep doing that. And so yeah, over this past month and a half, as I recovered from burnout, I also re-arrived at my purpose of like why I want to be on this platform, why I want to be creating videos to begin with, and what kind of content I want to be creating. Because I'm kind of in a place where, well, my life has been online for the past 4 years or something. Might as well continue sharing about my life. Continue providing you guys with just a storyline of a person's life, but in a very honest way and in a way that doesn't shy away from speaking about hard things. Okay, I'm gonna grab my coffee and sit on a comfortable chair because I've been standing this whole time. And then we're gonna talk about Exhibit A, something really, really hard that I haven't known how to like approach, but here we are. I'm gonna talk to you about something. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna reveal a really big secret. So let's get comfortable. Much more comfortable. Wait, let me. Alrighty, friends. Okay, so are you ready for the big surprise? So by the time this video goes live, I will have been keeping the secret for a month. I will have been keeping the secret. Yeah. Whatever. This secret would have been a month old by the time that you see this video. Here goes nothing. I'm engaged. Oh my god. Okay, that just felt insane to say. That felt insane to say, okay? But also so good. I have been wanting to share. I was like, how am I supposed to go on creating content, whether that's on Instagram or the podcast or the vlog, with this secret in my chest? Like, there's no way. So I've been dying. I have been dying to tell you, okay? Okay. So I know that this may come as a shock to many, okay? Mainly because we hadn't made our relationship public. We hadn't made it, yeah, like I shared 0% of the relationship on any social media platform. And so if you weren't like actively a part of my daily or weekly life in person, the chances of you actually knowing that I was engaged, or sorry, that I was dating someone were slim to none. Very few people knew. We were not shouting it from the rooftops, and I think there's so many reasons for that. You can imagine, after everything that I've been through, after the divorce, after how public everything was, that was really, really hard for me to start another relationship and to enter another relationship. And I hesitated a lot. I mean, I went on a few dates prior to being with my now fiance, whose name is Michael, by the way. So before Mike and I got together, I had gone on a few dates, and I, you know, was kind of like starting to warm myself and open myself up to the idea or the concept of being in another relationship to begin with, because it was the most terrifying thing in the world. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really enjoying my singleness. I was really enjoying being healed. So like being single, but not being in pain all the time. And that was just a beautiful, beautiful feeling to experience healing. And then to be able to go about my life, you know, not answering to anyone and just going about my life, whatever. So I had gone on a few dates just to kind of remind myself how to speak to boys again, how to date, how to be, you know, a normal person. But like, I never expected anything serious to like stick, you know? In a future video, I'm gonna share with you guys how we met, and I'm gonna tell you the whole story and all that stuff. But for now, I just wanted to tell you that this surprise isn't out of nowhere. We've been dating for a year and 3 months. Yep, a year and 3 months, a little over a year and 3 months. We dated, and then he proposed on June 27th in Sidi Hnesh, which is in the north coast of Egypt. We were going up there with friends because there was a Parcels concert. The Parcels concert was on the 28th. And just for the record, Parcels are my favorite band ever. Like, ever. Anyone who knows me knows that. I'm obsessed with their songs. I'm obsessed with their music. You know, they got me through so many dark phases of my life that I just adore them so much. And then we found out that they were coming to Egypt. They were coming to play in the North Coast. And so a month earlier, or a little over a month, my sister and I and a group of friends, we all booked this concert. Actually, my sister didn't book the concert because she's lame. But our friends all booked the concert, and we were like, yeah, we're going to go up there. We're going to go to the concert. And I was super excited, like beyond. But I was also sick, right? And so I was like, I don't even care what sickness I have. Nothing is going to keep me from going to this concert. Nothing. And so we fly up there. And on the 27th, by fly, I mean we drive. I drove on the Thursday, which is the 27th. And the drive ended up taking 6 hours almost, which is way longer than it usually has to. But it was super crowded, and we made a stop and stuff like that. And so I was sick, and I had just driven for 6 hours. I was so tired. And I mean, Mike and I, we had spoken about getting engaged and stuff like that. And so I knew it was going to happen eventually within the summer. But so many things happened to throw me off. Like my mom being like, when is he going to propose? Like, you guys have been doing this for so long. Like, when is he going to propose? And so I figured, okay, great. Then he hasn't spoken to my parents about when he's actually going to propose. Amazing. And so it did cross my mind for a moment that it would be on that weekend, just because he knows how much I love parcels and stuff. But then I immediately, you know, ejected this idea from my brain because of how well my mom played that card. And so we get up there. I'm sick, tired, everything like that. And I was just like, guys, we were all like renting this house. I was like, guys, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna nap for a bit. So they're like, okay. And literally it wasn't even like 10 minutes after my nap that Michael knocks on the door and is like, Buba, come on, yalla. We're all ready. We're all showered. We're all ready. You should shower so we can go watch the sunset. I'm like, there's gonna be the sunset tomorrow, and there's gonna be the sunset the day after. But they were all like, come on, y'all, let's go. And so I was like, fine, whatever. So I took a shower, and that kind of freshened me up a little bit. And I got ready, and then I met them outside. And we walked to this like beautiful, it's like this giant rock. I'll post videos and pictures and stuff. But we get up to this beautiful, huge rock, and I was so tired. Like, genuinely, I was you know, when you're sick and you're fatigued and your bones and your muscles are aching. And so I was like, you guys climb that rock. I'll climb it probably tomorrow when I feel a little bit better, but I don't feel up for this at all. And they were all like, no, come on, like let's all do it. And like, but they were super not giving anything away at all. I was just like, I don't want to bum them all out, you know. And so we climb up this mountain, or this rock, and up there's these two guys that we don't know, and they're sitting on like the peak of this rock, which is the most beautiful place with the most beautiful view. But I didn't care. I mean, I had no idea what was going on, and so I was so busy like taking videos and taking pictures of the view, and I was like, this is so beautiful, let me just take pictures and videos and things like that. And then Karim and Maria, our two friends who like planned this whole thing, they all of a sudden like took a few steps back, and I was like, is this gonna happen? But I was like, no. Like, it did cross my mind when they kind of took a few steps back. I told them, guys, come on, we're gonna go up to the peak, because the two guys left. And they were like, no. Maria was like, I want to tell Karim something, which is fine. I mean, I was like, this feels fishy, but at the same time, it's probably not. And so like literally the thought crossed my mind for like 2.5 seconds in my brain, and then I put it off, you know, completely. And so Mike was like, you want to go up to the peak? I was like, but I love the view here, but okay. And we went up there, And we're just taking pictures. I was like on my phone taking pictures and taking videos and everything, and just like taking the moment in. And then all of a sudden Mike just like starts making a speech and then gets down on one knee. And I was like, this is actually happening. And then I got down on my knees because I was like, what the heck is happening? And we got engaged. And yeah, so that's the story. That's the brief story. The next day we went to the Parcels concert. It was an amazing celebration, and about like 9 of our friends were all there, and we spent the entire weekend by the sea at the beach with the Parcels concert and everything, and it was just the most perfect weekend of my whole life. So that's the proposal story. Now that the secret is out, I feel like I can breathe. I can breathe now. I can come back now full force. I just want to say that I know that lots of people are going to have lots of thoughts and lots of emotions, and there are going to be opinions, just because my life has been so public and just because of my specific unique situation. I know that there are going to be so many responses and so many reactions to the fact that I'm now going to get remarried. And I was like so nervous, and that's kind of why I put it off for an entire month making this video, is because I needed to process, first of all, the fact that I was engaged to be married again, but also because I needed to prepare myself from reactions. You guys have all been so supportive and so loving these past 4 years with literally all the details of my life that have unfolded. And I'm just so grateful, and that's why I have the courage and I have the boldness to come on here and make this video and share this story with you guys. But I also understand. I understand what's going on. I understand that there are going to be opinions and reactions and responses and emotions and so many questions, and I journaled a lot, and I prayed a lot, and I spoke to my therapist, and I spoke to my loved ones, and I spoke with Mike a lot. And I'm prepared. I just ask that you ask your questions or present your opinions or whatever, just in a kind way, because honestly, this has been so hard leading up to this point. It's really, really hard. It's been hard. It is hard to share the happiest news online after everything that I've previously shared with you guys. It's been hard. But I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. Mike is, I tell everyone that Mike is proof of redemption, proof that it's never the end of the story, proof that good things still come, and that, you know, there is grace and there is love for everybody, regardless of how broken your story is, regardless of how hopeless you thought it would be. It's not. There is enough redemption and there is enough grace for all of us. And I just can't wait to share more with you guys, and I just ask that you be kind if you leave comments and if you have questions. And yeah, now I can breathe. I can continue drinking my coffee in peace with a huge smile on my face, knowing that now you know. I've been keeping this giant secret, and now you know. So thank you in advance for being kind. And I'll see you at the next one.